Hey, fiancé freaks, I'm Sam.
I'm Emily, and this is 90 Day Fiancé Freaks. There's nothing like crying yourself to sleep in an abandoned resort for a romantic getaway.
That's how I like to spend my romantic getaways.
Who doesn't? Lisa's not the only one who cried herself to sleep this episode. Apparently, Daniel cried all night and was awake until 5 a.m.
Yeah, but we all know that he wasn't crying all night till 5 a.m. He was pacing the room all night wondering what Uncle's going to say about all this.
There's no way he cried all night. He's perseverating on Uncle's reaction to all of Lisa's lies finally coming forward.
The biggest of which that she told Uncle she's not a liar. Liar!
Let me lie, and then immediately follow that up by saying, I'm not a liar.
Uncle's not going to take this well, and nothing matters more to Daniel than how Uncle takes things.
Uncle's opinion is of the utmost importance to Daniel.
Wait. Is Uncle the Molly of Lisa and Daniel's relationship?
100%.
Molly is so involved in Forrest's day-to-day life that Forrest feels comfortable saying, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to do what I want. But Daniel is never going to tell Uncle, I'm going to marry her no matter what you say, like Forrest did.
That is a really good point. I think that Uncle is much more a representation of tradition in Daniel's life, whereas Molly in Forrest's life is more of a day-to-day confidant and influence in his everyday life.
And if there's one thing we know about Daniel, the man be traditional. Okay. The man loves his traditions.
More than anything. Has there been a single episode where we haven't seen an Igbo tradition?
Or where he hasn't spoken about an Igbo tradition, which I love. I am here for it. That's why we watch the show.
It's so cool to see, to get a glimpse into that life.
You know what question I had actually to his reaction last week, finding out he'd been sleeping with another man's wife? He says that it's such an offense in his tradition that you could be banished. Do you think this actually contributes to less infidelity, less cheating in the Igbo tribe?
Ooh, Sammy, that is a deep, deep question. I don't fucking know.
I would love it if it did. If we could just shame cheaters so much so that they don't cheat, I would so be here for it. But I wonder if it actually does that job or if it just makes people be sneakier.
Okay, now that you've given me those two options, it is 100% the latter.
Okay.
There is no fucking way that this kind of pressure prevents cheating, okay? Just because you turn your blind eye to adultery. Why do I keep saying adultery? Are we in biblical times?
This is biblical, Emily.
I don't know why I keep saying adultery. I think it has something to do with the Scarlet Letter comment that Lisa made.
Listen, this is some serious shit, and it deserves the proper biblical name.
And that's why it's the seeping in tradition of Daniel and Lisa's segment that draws to mind the word adultery.
Adultery. Well, it's just his reaction. His reaction is so almost visceral that it made me wonder, does every Igbo man act like this around the subject of adultery? Because I'm here for that. I am here for that. But I am doubtful of that.
I can't help but wonder if it's reminiscent of Zied being so dead set on not revealing his sex life and wanting to portray a certain image of himself as a Moroccan Muslim man.
No, that's a good point. So they're going to uphold the culture
at all costs.
Well, felt more like they're going to uphold the face of the culture, but what's goes on behind the scenes is not what matters. It's just what everyone projects.
And that's exactly what I'm getting at. Just because
Right.
you say people are not committing adultery doesn't mean it's not fucking happening.
Well, and that's what I'm getting at is he's not just saying it. His reaction was horrified. And I'm just thinking, okay, he's actually would never lay with another man's wife because it's horrifying to him. Anyway. So Daniel's woman finds him, guilts him into going on a romantic vacation with her because she has planned it and paid for it, Emily. She paid for it. You be going.
And it looked really nice in the pictures, Sammy.
They show up to this romantic getaway. Not quite what the pictures had portrayed. It is abandoned entirely. What do they find there?
A giant spider.
The way they cut this in with circus music behind kicking the spider down the hallway and then absolute gold. Absolute gold.
Was that fight really about a spider or was it about something else?
Wait, are you saying that the spider took the brunt of some of their personal issues?
No, never. That poor little spider didn't know what was coming when Lisa and Daniel entered the room.
Minding its own business. Poor thing. They are wanting, well, Lisa is wanting. Daniel is still pretty hesitant, but Lisa is hoping she can get a couple more days before they have to tell Uncle. And then she spends that entire first night wailing, was the impression I got. Wailing in bed. Daniel says she was so loud, crying in bed, that he had to cuddle her just to shut her up.
Oh my God, it's so mean. Like, why am I laughing about someone who's crying, Sammy? It's because it's Lisa and Daniel. That's why. And why did it appear heartwarming to me when Daniel cuddled her? Ew, ick.
Yeah, I don't know why that's...
But it was heartwarming.
It wasn't heartwarming. It was tactical. The woman is waking up all of the other non-existent guests crying. Listen, I'm a crier.
It wasn't tactical.
He had to silence her.
Are you saying it was premeditated? It was a premeditated cry?
Yeah, I am. 100%.
No, you convince me. You're going to have to convince me. No, Lisa will bawl her eyes out at the drop of a hat, Sammy. She's upset. She's going through a lot. No way. That was not premeditated.
This is true. However, maybe not premeditated. Performative.
Performative. Okay, sure, performative. But what does Lisa do that isn't performative?
Ooh, okay. Okay. Touche. I'm just saying, you cannot tell me the woman could not have cried into her pillow like demure and a little sad cry. She's purposefully wailing. She wants Daniel to cuddle her. And I'm not saying I blame her. That is a playbook move. But I don't think it was as dramatic as she made it. She'd been crying the whole time we've known her, and it's never been a wailing siren of a cry.
I think the producers have spared us. I think we've seen the beginnings of the wailing cry. I don't know, Sammy. You have not convinced me.
Okay. Well, performative or not, it convinced Daniel that he needed to roll over to get her to quiet down, which he did. And she was happy about that.
Only cuddles, no sex, no kissing, because Uncle is also in the bedroom, in their bed with them at all times.
Much like Molly.
Uncle said it. Uncle said it. No kissing until he's consulted. He said it in Daniel's head.
Oh, gosh. They do go out the next day and take in the resort. And then they end up at what appears to be a really cool dance performance around a fire.
That was gorgeous. I loved seeing the traditional dancers once again.
And this is where she finally decides she's going to come clean all the way. We've been waiting.
Daniel's reaction to the full truth is heavy, Sammy.
He's not pleased. He is not pleased, Emily.
To say the least. He stands up, backs away. He cannot be physically near her. He looked physically repulsed.
How much of that, though, was her delivery, Emily? I am so sick of this way this woman delivers news. Rip the Band-Aid off, Lisa. Just tell him. Could she have drawn it out more? She starts by saying, well, it wasn't a man I was married to. And, well, I haven't been married to men in so long. And I've been with... Just say once and for all. The man just kept getting news after news after news. Just say once and for all, Lisa, I've been with women for 21 years. One sentence. That's it.
She could have said that 6 months ago, Sammy.
It's true.
And she chose not to. Lisa's reaction to him also was so unfounded. So Daniel reacts to Lisa, and then Lisa, of course, reacts back, basically saying, fuck him, he doesn't accept me, I don't want to be with him.
No shit, he doesn't accept you. He hasn't accepted you this whole time, Lisa.
Is right now truly the moment you're realizing this, Lisa? Like, is this the moment?
It wasn't the wigs. It wasn't the multiple husbands. It wasn't still being married. No, it was now that she realizes he's not accepting her.
Now. Are they going to reconcile from this?
If Uncle says they can.
It's all up to Uncle.
Uncle knows best. We've got Laura and Birkan back in Izmir, and they are going to see some gorgeous ruins.
Beautiful ancient ruins, but we can't forget about Boobs Mountain.
Yeah, was that a nod to the Grand Tetons? Or just all mountains look like boobs to him?
I literally think that all mountains look like boobs to Birkan. Like, that's what I took away from that. No matter the mountain, it looks like boobies.
He's not wrong.
Yes, he is. What?
Boobs come in all shapes and sizes, Emily. Okay. As do mountains.
Okay, that's true.
But what better place to have a very serious, contentious conversation than some gorgeous ancient ruins?
Some gorgeous, amazing ancient ruins is definitely the perfect place to inform my current love interest that my best friend, who's also a guy, who's also secretly in love with me, is, guess what? Flying to Turkey as we speak.
Yeah, what happened to asking Birkan about it?
So Laura says that Michael already booked the flight before Laura gave him the okay.
That she woke up to a text about it. I call bullshit.
Do you think she A, knew ahead of time, or B, gave Michael the okay and then she lied to Birkan's face?
I think Michael's had this trip booked since before Laura got her ass on a plane. Okay. Okay.
Okay. They're best friends. Michael's not going to let Laura go through with this relationship without giving his 2 cents about Birkan. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was interesting to me what she said about that, because Laura said, I got to meet your friends, so why wouldn't my friends get to meet you and see whether or not they approve of you?
Did you hear Birkan's response to that?
Did I hear his response to that? Yeah, I did. But tell me again.
My friends don't want to fuck me.
Ooh. Drop the mic. Drop the motherfucking mic.
I was literally thinking that. Mic drop, Birkan.
Mm-hmm. That was, I mean.
And the look on Laura's face when he said that, she was put in her place.
Because there's truth to it, Emily.
Absolutely, there's truth to it.
So much truth to it.
Once Michael does arrive, he literally says 5 minutes after meeting Birkan that he knows he is a better match for Laura than Birkan is.
Yeah, that's a little suspicious. So he has a good point. Birkan has an excellent point. And then Laura comes back and says, I would never let a third party come in between us, but I need my friend to come and give his approval.
A third party already has come in between them. So when they go to the wine tasting and Birkan is pissed off and absolutely miserable, questioning their entire relationship, I cannot blame him.
I cannot blame him either. And I was really glad to see this side of him peeking out a little bit because he has been playing this situation perfectly from the get-go. And it's grown on us, right? We have come to appreciate that about him. We've seen it as almost caring and endearing. However, I do think every couple needs to fight before they know if they're right. Oh, that's a good tagline.
Absolutely.
Fight to know if you're right. Just to say that you don't know someone till you know how they handle conflict. And you don't know someone till you know how aggressive they are in those moments. And I'm not saying he was physically aggressive, but I did see a little bit behind his eyes of, oh, okay, this anger is directed at Michael and at the situation. But what happens when this anger, or whatever you want to call it, is directed at Laura over something? Years down the line, even.
He's fucking pissed. And that anger has to go somewhere. It's either going to go toward Michael or it could go toward Laura in the future. It was definitely a different side of him, and it was a side that Laura absolutely needed to see.
Right.
So I think that Michael coming in the long run will be a positive for Laura personally. And if Laura and Birkan's relationship survives, hopefully it will be a positive for them as well. You have to fight to know if it's right. If they don't get in an argument, if Laura doesn't see this side of him, she's never going to know if he's the right one for her. So if anything at all, Michael's arrival in Turkey will give them that argument that they need to have. And honestly, after Michael showing up, I'm not Team Michael nor Birkan anymore. I don't really like either of them in this episode. By the end of this episode, I was thinking, find someone completely different altogether, Laura.
Yeah, okay, so Michael calls and says, I can't check into my hotel. Again, bullshit. I'm coming over. Fine. We need to talk about this first meeting. This was, again, as you say, if first meetings tell us anything, they tell us everything. Birkan and Michael first meeting told me everything, Emily.
Birkan sulkily pulls himself up as if he weighs like 3 times as much as he does. Just like, I'll force myself up off the couch to walk over and say hello, and then I'll immediately sit right back down.
Was it 45 years that he sat on that couch? Was that the amount of time? Because I swear I was counting and it lasted forever. Get up, man. Get up. I don't care what's happening or who's coming in the door. You get off the couch and shake his hand.
So we had Birkan and Michael's first meeting. Another first meeting of sorts that I noticed was Laura and Michael.
The hug.
On some level, Laura and Michael are having a first meeting. This is the first time they've seen each other since Laura took this risky trip to Turkey to see a man she's never met before. Laura and Michael reuniting was almost like a first meeting in and of itself.
I thought it was inappropriate. I thought that hug was too long.
Me too.
I did feel bad for Birkan sitting there watching that hug, and he probably felt like it was 45 years because it was.
That's why he didn't get his ass up. He's like, all
Fair.
right, they're still fucking hugging. I'm just going to sit my ass here.
I'm going to take a nap. Let me know when the hug's up. So true.
It was too much. They were too happy to see each other. I mean, this is not something we need to convince each other on. We both know that Laura and Michael's relationship is problematic. No matter who Laura chooses to be her partner long term, if it's not Michael, Michael is going to be a fucking problem in that relationship.
Oh, you're right about that.
Whether it's Birkan or any other person.
So then Laura offers to get tea, which Michael makes a weird thing about, is this a woman's job here? And I thought that was an odd little cultural jab of him. Why would you come in saying things like that? Oh, can boys go help in the kitchen? What?
And what does Beer Con say? Does Beer Con say, no, it's the men's job?
No, he says, we're not boys, we're men. He corrects his English, which I loved. So Laura goes and does what Michael has decided is the woman's job, and the boys / men sit down to watch TV. Michael tries to make conversation, as Americans do, and Emily, the responses he got, it was creepy and red flag after red flag. So Michael says, what are you watching? He says, I like violence.
Beer Con says, and I quote, I pretty much enjoy violence.
And just his delivery, so straight face, so casual. But then he's just staring at Michael. And then Michael is, I will say, Michael looking around frantically for Laura to bail him out of this moment.
He's
was
like, where am I? What am I doing? Yeah, where are you? And what are you doing?
And then Beer Con asks Michael if he likes violence. No. Just a weird vibe. Just such a weird ass vibe. B,
weird. Awkward.
yeah, and purposely, I get trying to haze somebody, right? Uncle did that to Lisa. The king did that, kind of give him a hard time. I can kind of see that
Right.
approach. I do think his best bet would be to charm Michael. Like, if you get Michael on your side, you
Get
don't
him
have
on
a
your
problem.
side.
So he's shooting himself in the foot here, but it just seemed creepy to me. And again, the allusion to violence worried me for Laura in the future. Do you actually like violence, Beer Con? Is this the side of you we haven't seen that we saw a glimpse of at the vineyard?
Yeah, it could be that. But I took it more from the angle of Beer Con hazing Michael. Trying to appear macho, trying to intimidate Michael.
It was definitely that as well. He took it a step
You
further,
think it?
if you ask
You
me.
think it was both?
I think he took it too far. What do you think Laura would have said if she were in the room? Or does she come back in the room and hear this?
I don't think she was in the room. I don't necessarily think she would have said anything. I think she would have just gotten that same look on her face that she got when Beer Con called her out and said, my best friends don't want to fuck me.
Yes. Did you see the look she gave Michael when Beer Con kept sitting on the couch and didn't say anything? She and Michael exchanged this glance, and I was like, see, right there. That's the problem, Laura. You and Michael exchanging these little inside joke, inside knowledge glances.
And that's why I can't really blame Beer Con. I know he shouldn't resort to violence, obviously. Pretty much violence at that. But he's fucking pissed off, and can you blame the
No, I don't blame the man. I think he's absolutely justified in his feelings. But like we say, Emily, all feelings are okay. All behaviors are not.
man? He hasn't resorted to violence, Sammy. He
Yet.
just is trying... He's trying to intimidate Michael.
Well, he's intimidating me. It's working.
I guess he's not intimidating me. Like, Beer Con is just kind of this funny, slightly dorky, philosophical jokester type of character. I don't know. He can't intimidate me.
I mean, that's a good point. He's a philosopher. You're a philosopher,
Right.
sir. How much violence are you going to inflict upon a man? Violent thoughts? Yes, scary.
He's going to talk the talk, but he's not going to walk the walk. He's
okay.
got big words, but he's not going to inflict any violence. I mean,
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Michael and Beer Con are going to end up at the shisha bar.
They're going to have a
Laura will be
bromance.
stuck home watching TV on the couch.
They're going to have a bromance. I love that theory. Yes, please.
They missed the race, Sammy. They forced Elise to change her outfit in the airport, find something sexy to wear to the bar. There's tons of fucking traffic in Melbourne because it's Cup race day, Melbourne Cup race day, whatever. And then they missed the fucking race.
But they still have to go to the bar?
I mean, they're all dressed up for it, so.
That's true. So they get to the bar, and I mean, Josh launches into this beautiful toast.
Is it though?
About Chris. I thought that before Elise said anything. They like chin their glasses, and I just kind of sat back and thought, wait, is anybody gonna say anything? And then she did, thank God. She called him out.
I was so glad she called him out, and he did have a do-over. He took it really well. I'll give that to him. He took it well. He didn't argue. He didn't say, no, baby, that was your toast. He retoasted to her.
He can't have said it was her toast. It was to Chris.
I'm telling you, a lot of guys would not have taken that level of in-your-face criticism in front of their best mate in the way that Josh took it.
That's a good point. I will give you that.
So Chris is in Joshua's interviews. When they pull Josh aside to talk about how it's going so far, Chris is there right next to him.
Talk about a bromance.
I just hope Chris is in every single interview.
Well, he is in their bedroom.
In the moaning Lisa. Pretty hilarious. So they're back at the apartment. Elise is looking around. She needs a lot of stuff before she can be comfortable at this apartment. She does not hesitate to tell Josh.
But does she need a lot of stuff, Emily? She asked for more towels, which, excuse a girl for wanting to dry off. And she wanted a little vanity space, which, have you seen her, Josh? You don't think she needs some products?
She needs a vanity. Girl needs a towel. Girl needs a vanity. She needs some extra pillows. You're right. Her requests are not that outlandish at all.
Considering where she comes from, after having seen her apartment, the fact that she wasn't commenting on the fixtures and tiny little minute luxury details, I thought she was being great, honestly. I thought those are really normal requests that, I hate to generalize, but bachelor guys might not think of.
Yeah.
And she was just pointing that out. I didn't think it was that bratty of her, actually.
And she's not afraid to say what she needs, say what she feels out loud. She goes with the flow, like going to the bar straight from the airport, but she also calls out her man when he doesn't acknowledge the fact that she went to the bar straight from the fucking airport from the United States of America to Sydney, Australia.
I did notice that. She definitely is down for the adventure, but she wants credit for being down for the adventure. As do we all.
Which, more power to ya.
We love a self-advocating woman around here.
100%.
Josh probably doesn't love that they're not going to have sex. But aren't they gonna?
Well, he does let us know in his interview, in a perfect world, yeah, they would have had sex that night.
I still think they might have. She puts on that sexy red number.
After the cameras left, there's no way Josh slept on the couch.
Slept on the couch. Bullshit.
Because Elise clearly wanted to have sex too.
Sexy. Go ahead, get it on. In another case of a large American man in the Philippines taking up the space that they don't have. Okay. Yes. We see Javon come out of the bathroom, and Annalyn is not pleased with his performance in there. She tells him that he needs to use a bidet.
And then he gives us the bidet ass cheeks demo in their interview. He literally gets up and starts like shaking his butt cheeks in Annalyn's face, like, tell me how I should deal with the bidet.
Perfect form, Javon. Perfect form. No notes.
Do you have a bidet in your house?
How dare you ask me that? Of course I have a bidet in my house. Are you questioning?
That is why I asked you that. Because you're an American girl with A bidet, Sammy? That's fucking unique. Tell me more.
Do you not have one?
No, I don't have a bidet.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm an American.
I'm ordering you one right now. I'm not joking at all. Like, I will order this. Yes, you install it yourself. It's a hose. I cannot live without it. I recently left the country for a week to a place that does not use water hoses or bidets. That was the one thing I was excited to come home to, was my water hose on my toilet.
I have a good friend who has one installed in her house, and I've definitely considered it because I've also lived in places where it's more common and it's the norm in bathrooms, and I definitely prefer it. I just have never had the chance to, install one.
Well, I will say the difference is, in a lot of these places where it's more common, the weather be warm. And where I live,
Yeah.
the winters be cold, and the water that comes out of that hose
Is freezing.
It is so cold on your nether regions, Emily. Like, when you get an ice cream headache from ice cream?
Yeah. Do you still use it all winter?
Yes, I do. Religiously.
Wow. Okay. So
It's worth
even
it.
when it's freezing cold water, that's such an interesting regional piece of information that I would not have considered about bidets. You are so right. Bidets are way more common in hotter climates. I wonder if that's part of the reason why.
It was something I hadn't considered either until I got ice cold water on the ass. Oof. Until I got
Anus brain freeze.
anal brain freeze. Anal freeze.
Anal freeze. Anus freeze. Anus brain freeze? Brain freeze of the anus.
There you go.
Can you add a hot water line to your toilet, though?
One could, yes. I cannot.
It's not just built in there. It takes extra work. You're going to have to get a plumber out. You're going to have to figure out how to do that shit on your own. Whereas if you just buy the hardware, you can attach it to a cold water line. Just simple, anyone can do it type of situation.
100%. Yep, precisely.
Okay.
But I do recommend, I'd rather be cold for a half a second. So after this lovely big American poop conversation, we get to eat breakfast.
Let's segue right into a conversation about that amazing breakfast, though. Can I say?
Feed me.
Can I say?
Everything on that table.
I love Asian breakfasts that are rice-based, noodle-based. We've got tilapia, we've got chicken. This type of breakfast to me is so appealing. American breakfasts are not like this.
I love a savory breakfast, right?
Yes. American breakfasts are so sweet.
So sweet.
I just love those flavors. It's really unexpected as an American.
Well, Jovan was confused about it. He said it looked like dinner.
He was, yeah. He's just experiencing this culture shock. Yeah.
So after breakfast, we see them in their room. Annalyn's pretty disgruntled because she's doing the laundry by herself, and she comes upstairs and now his underwear and his socks are all over the floor, and he just wants her to say it nicer. He wants her to sugarcoat the fuck out of it.
I mean, they're both in the wrong. She could be a little bit nicer. He could pick his fucking socks up.
Yeah, that seems... Thankfully, I don't live with someone who just throws their underwear in the middle of the floor and has no regard for it, because I feel like that would bother me. It's such a simple, small thing. Kick them to a pile. Have a designated spot on the floor. Doesn't even have to be a hamper, but kick them all to one place.
Yeah, she's not wrong, but she could say it nicer.
But also, you're a grown man. Why she got to use kid gloves on you? She said, pick up your shit. Pick up your shit, man. You're all masculine, but you have to be talked to like a little flower.
Yeah, for sure.
Just doesn't add up to me. But I will say that the comments she makes to him validate what he's saying about just wanting some positive reinforcement sometimes.
Yeah.
So she says, all we ever do is talk. And he says, okay, then I'm going to act. Let's go get a pedicure. And all she has to say is mean comments about his feet. Never once does she say, great idea. That's so cute. That's so romantic. Immediately, oh yeah, your feet could use a pedicure. And then on the ride there, more stuff about his feet and how hard it's going to be for these people to do his feet. And he's trying to do a romantic gesture. Accept it. Don't put the man down more.
Right. Yeah. He says, did I pass the test today? Did I get cool points? She's happy. She says, yeah.
It just doesn't last very long.
Because apparently Annalyn is just getting way too comfortable. She can't be secure in their relationship, Sammy. She's got to stay on her toes with that insecurity.
That seems super toxic.
Right?
Yikes. Again, we've touched on this a little before. I get what he's saying about not being taken for granted. Never want to take your relationship for granted or take your person for granted, but you do want to feel safe with them.
Yeah, and he just does not prioritize that.
No, he definitely does not. So much so that she's asking him questions about it and about where he's coming from. And he tells her, what does he say? If you don't want...
Javon says, if you don't want the answers, then cease from asking the dumbass questions.
I would not be happy if that were said to me.
Well, what's Annalyn's response?
She says, if you don't want a bitchy wife, don't be an asshole.
Yes, Annalyn, yes.
She's going to make her half of the bed again and not his. But not because she is so mad, Emily. She gets up, throws a towel in his face, storms out saying, don't come home ever again. I didn't see it escalating that far. They get in fights a lot and they say things they don't mean. So I wasn't really fazed by the whole don't ask dumbass questions, bitchy wife, asshole husband thing. But then she just completely tells him not to come home. I was surprised by the leap there.
It was a big leap. Yeah, that surprised me too. But they're in a bad place, so...
We'll see if he does come home. I don't know where the hell else he's going to go. He's definitely going home.
Where's he going to go? Stranded in the desert like Emma. Stranded at the Barbie pedicure shop.
Somehow I don't feel as bad or worried for him as I did for Emma. We know he's going to end up at Mama's house.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mama will take him in.
Mama's here for it. She will wipe the sweat off his brow and cook him some food, and he'll be just fine.
Well, speaking of Emma, we see Emma and no Zied. Emma leaves the desert. She makes her way to the new Riyadh, calls her good friend Maddie, who has a lot of really great advice.
Love Maddie. I feel like Maddie and Izzy are on the same page and are probably best friends at home. Everything she said, I was cheering her on. She asked all the right questions, gave all the right advice. She says, can we be done with Moroccan men now?
And Emma's like, well, actually, I've been texting Mohammed.
Funny you should say that. So she's been texting Mohammed. He calls during one of her interviews. She's just sipping her water. And Mohammed casually calls. They're going to meet up?
They're going to meet up. So the biggest piece I took away from this segment was that they were together for years. Emma says, I missed that. Key piece of information.
They were madly in love for years, according to Emma. This very much confuses me. I don't think that her idea of madly in love for years is A, Mohammed's idea of madly in love for years, and B, our idea of madly in love for years. I don't think they were in a committed relationship, nonstop, exclusive for years. I think maybe they were on and off, or they knew each other for years. It surprised me too. So I'm trying to rationalize.
Yeah, I mean, all we know is what Emma said. They were madly in love for years. I mean,
we'll see, because we're going to meet him, I guess.
I cannot wait to meet Mohammed and compare and contrast with Zied. Maybe Mohammed really is the Ryan Gosling of Morocco, since according to Maddie, Zied is not.
I hope for Emma's sake that he is, or that a new man comes along and intercepts her before
That's
Muhammad.
the one.
That's the one.
That's the one. We need a new man because Muhammad's had his time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Another woman who needs a new man, Emily. I can't resist. Rick starts their segment fishing, Emily. And I'm not talking off the gorgeous beaches of Madagascar and then frying up the fish on the beach like we saw. I'm talking about fishing for confirmation that he can and is wanted to go to Trisha's family. He just berates her with questions. Do you want me? Are you sure you want me to come? Are you sure that you're sure? I don't know if you're sure you want me to come. Rick, she said you're coming. You're coming. Take it and walk.
And she's clearly still mad at you. That's why she's not giving you the love and affection you were getting before she knew that you went on the sex vacation.
The way that he does not give her any time to process or be okay with this, he expects her to just continue forward with their relationship, is insulting.
Give the girl a little space. Give her a little time. She said she's okay with you meeting the family. Yeah, that needs to be enough. And he's just fishing for more and more and more. Honestly, it reminds me a little bit of the way Lisa's acting with Daniel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Expecting a quicker recovery from the truth coming out than the other partner should be expected to give.
There's got to be some sort of scale where the time that the fiance gets to process is correlated to A, how long you kept the lie from them.
Right.
And B, what does he want? Does he want her to beg him to come to his families? How dare he?
He just wants her to be excited about it, but she's not.
Well, she wants you to not be a cheater, so.
And that's not going to happen.
Well, and then he's pissed about her ex because, God forbid, she goes to a restaurant that her ex once took her to and mentions that's how she knows about the restaurant. Emily, do you think she was sitting there chit-chatting about her ex all night while they were at this restaurant?
No, I don't think so. I think she probably mentioned it. Maybe she mentioned it a couple times. I do think it's possible that she mentioned it more than she would have if Rick hadn't have cheated to try to get on his nerves a little bit. But can you blame the girl?
No, I can and will not. I think she should mention him a few more times. You really, you go on this sex vacation and you can't take this beautiful, radiant woman mentioning her ex a couple times? No empathy at all. How do you think she then felt hearing you talk about having sex with your ex on an intentional, premeditated vacation?
Not great.
He ends up almost yelling about it. He just really gets manic and his insecurity is coming through so much. Trish even calls him out. She said, this is all projection.
Yeah, that's why I think she's just there because she has to be. I think she's checked out of the relationship, honestly.
I hope so. I hope so. Because he does say, I will go if you are 100% on board with me coming. And her answer after such a long silence was, okay. Yes.
You love it. Perfect. Next week on Before the 90 Days, Elise meets Joshua's friends. Forrest and Sheena get bad news about the K1 visa.
Yeah. Ooh, I wonder what that is. Probably financial, right?
Probably. Javon and Anna Lynn are at a crossroads. Rick meets Trisha's family. And Daniel gives the ring back because Lisa has been touching by a woman.
Couple quick questions this week, Emily. Elise and Joshua. Are they really in love?
They could be. No, I don't think so.
I don't even think they've said I love you yet, have they?
No, I don't think so. I think that they're in lust. That's for sure.
I think we're all in lust, yes. Over them, I mean. Are they in it for the visa?
No, definitely not. I mean, Elise thinks Australia is a third world country, so I don't think she really wants to move there.
No, but is Joshua in it for the visa to America?
Oh, no, I don't think so either.
I mean, I don't think he thinks it would hurt to go live in her amazing apartment with her and her trust fund. But
True.
Will they make it?
No, I don't think so.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of her on the 90 Day franchises.
I do too.
Who wears the pants?
I think Joshua does.
Okay.
I mean, she went to the Melbourne World Cup straight from the airport.
Could they survive in the other's country?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think they both could survive in Australia or the US.
Where would you go in this episode?
I would love to go to the ancient ruins where Laura and Birkan are, Ephesus.
Gorgeous. Absolutely agree.
Looked fascinating. This week I have the 90-day takeaway according to Javon. If you don't want the answers, then cease from asking the dumbass questions.
Okay, well then mine is according to all the rest of us. You don't want a bitchy wife, don't be an asshole.
That's it, Fiancé Freaks. If you liked this episode, be sure to match our freak by subscribing, leaving a review, and following 90 Day Fiancé Freaks on social media for more.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.